Welcome, beloved. Welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. Welcome to the first day of the best of your life. A moment of deliciousness. A moment of sacredly remembering who you really are. Welcome to a message from Miraculii University, the Mystery School. I am Astarius Miraculii. I love you so much. And my message today is breathe life into your desires. Breathe life into your desires. Every time you think of something, you're breathing the breath of life, your breath of life, into the possibility of that something coming to fruition. Whether you are thinking about something that is negative or positive, what you think about, you breathe life into. So what is the nature of your thinking? What is the nature of your feeling? I encourage you to see what is needed that your prayer might be heeded. See it as though you've already succeeded. Have faith in advance. Let good be left not up to chance. For if faith be post-dated, then your blessings are belated. And when your good you detain, the whole world bears the strain. So invoke the spirit of fire, purge the enemy of your desire, and make the wise decision to maximize your vision. Feel what is needed, that your prayer might be heeded. Feel it as though you've already succeeded. Any wonderful thing or not so wonderful thing that could ever come into being exists already in the womb of infinite possibilities. It's already there. But when we breathe the breath of life into it, we give it the impetus to begin to come into crystallized manifestation. Just as the earth was already there in the womb of infinite possibilities before our Creator moved upon the face of the waters and said, "Let there be light." When we look at that story in Genesis in the Bible, it says, so God created the heavens and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters, said, "Let there be light," and there was light. So the earth was not in a state of non-existence. It was in a state of formlessness. So it is with all of the blessings and all of the possibilities that could ever come about. They already are in an intangible state of formlessness. When we think about them, when we feel into them, we are breathing life into them and giving them the impetus to eventually morph into crystallization. Even when there is fear, fear is to desire by default. That which you are afraid of, you're breathing desire into. because fear is its own expectation, just as desire is its own expectation. If you fear a horrible thing possibly coming into being, that fear is you breathing the breath of life into that horrible possibility. So it's very important that we transcend fear. Wherever we place our attention and wherever we focus, wherever we look, whatever we feel into, we're giving power to. That's why we want to be really mindful of what we put I am in front of. If we say I am sick, then we're breathing life into the possibility of sickness. Yes, the body may get sick sometimes, but I am not sick. Sometimes it's the illusion of sickness or the illusion of off-centeredness. We must learn to focus attention upon the realities that we want to see to fruition. If we want abundance in our lives, then we must perpetually give attention to abundance and must recognize that abundance is co-eternal with God. Lack and poverty is of the realm of time and space. Poverty, lack, limitation, those things will never stand the test of eternity because they are not qualities of the Most High. Consequently, they are not co-eternal with the Most High. But abundance is co-eternal with the Most High. Love is co-eternal with the Most High. Peace is co-eternal with the Most High. Centeredness, co-eternal with the Most High. Sacred brotherhood, sacred sisterhood, the love of the tribe, co-eternal with the Most High. Qualities and essences that are co-eternal with the Most High unfold down the corridors of forever. Fear, hatred, doubt, all negativity of the realm of time absolutely has an expiration date. So it's important to recognize how powerful we are in the realm of our desires. Breath has given life to all circumstances. Any circumstance that you're experiencing in your life, anything that has come into outward crystallization, is that which you have breathed into being. You've given your life force to it, as God has given life force to each of us. The breath within our body is the movement of God within our body. We feel the movement of God through the movement of our breath. Breath is the breast milk of Source. With every deep breath that we take, we are ingesting a greater measure of God force, of our own internal God reality. To breathe deep is to partake of a greater measure of your own Godhood. To breathe shallow is to refuse to take in a greater measure of life force. Shallow breathing is much like a death wish because it disallows the life force. Deep breathing allows life force. Breath is abundance. The deeper you breathe, the more you are positioned to bring about the manifestation of great abundance within your life. Because when you breathe deep and full, you feel an abundance of vitality, an abundance of energy, an abundance of alignment with Source, alignment with God. The deeper you breathe, the more intimately connected to Source you are, the more intimately connected to God, Goddess, Absolute you are. Breath has given life to all circumstances. What we focus upon, what we look at, is that which we attach our frequency to, and it gives the impetus of intention to bring it into crystallized reality. we're either creating consciously and intentionally, or we're creating unconsciously by default. Fear is to create by default. Because what you are afraid of, you become magnetic to, you become a vibrational match to, and therefore you magnetize that fearful outcome onto yourself. So let us move beyond fear. How do we tap into our courageousness? See, courage is co-eternal with God. Courage, being co-eternal with God, is also omnipresent with God. God is evenly present everywhere. Courage is evenly present everywhere. Right where you are, even when you feel like you're in a state of fear, courage is occupying the same space at the same time with you. But what's lacking is your focus. Your focus has been given to fear. Your focus has been given to possibilities that you don't really want. Now let's bring our attention back to focus upon the omnipresence of courage. When we focus upon courage, we are then breathing the breath of life into that courage, which is always in a state of dormancy for us until we intimately connect with it and breathe life into it. Then, when we breathe the breath of life into the nostrils of courage, it becomes a living soul extension of our being, and we find ourselves then in the expression of courage. So it is with love. You're always in a state of self-love, and love is always a part of your life. Sometimes the attention, your attention, my attention, has been hijacked away from that love, and we are in the illusion of being without love, while at the same time, in this eternal state of dormancy, as an embryo in the womb of creation, that frequency of love is right there. Let's breathe the breath of life into the nostrils of love and let it morph into crystallized manifestation, so that every experience that we ever encounter is a perpetual expression of the vibration of love. All the blessings are already there. All goodness is co-eternal with God. You, me, every being is co-eternal with God. Goodness is strong. Shadow negativity is weak. Goodness is strong because goodness is co-eternal with God. It exists forever and forever, unfolding down the corridors of eternity. That's the nature of goodness. It's co-eternal with God. Your good is always there. Your blessings are always there. So where is your attention? Are you focusing attention upon your goodness? Are you focusing your attention upon your blessings? You are pregnant with every blessing that will ever come to be. They are embryos within your soul, even though your human eyes have yet to see. So see with the eye of mind and heart into infinite realms of the great unseen, choosing wonderful feelings without concrete reasons, and all the riches of the kingdom are then yours, are now yours to redeem. You see, when the miracles of your life are still sleeping in the void, you skyrocket your gratitude and they come leaping from the void into glorious manifestation. That which is intangible, that which is without form, that which is in alignment with the darkness upon the face of the deep spoken of in Genesis, is that which represents the first stage of reality. And even the greater measure of reality, because all intangible realities are co-eternal with God. They last forever. Forms come and go. All things of time and space at some point will be erased. See, things of time are transitory. Things of eternity exist forever. That's intangibleness. So skyrocket your appreciation for the intangible blessings, the unformed blessings, the blessings that you are not yet able to see and touch and taste and smell. They're not yet of the material realm. But appreciate them in their first stage of reality. Let your heart leap on flames of joy and gratitude for the unformed goodness of your life. And then the form will come into being much faster. What are you breathing into life? Breath is voluntary and breath is involuntary. The involuntary breath oftentimes is the shallow breathing. You have to breathe consciously in order to be in the voluntary expression of breath, where you voluntarily bring in a greater measure of life force. Breathe. Breathe into the reality of the sacredness of sexuality. The energy of sexuality is also the energy of creation force. That energy it doesn't just make babies, it makes everything. What is your relationship with that energy? What do you think of what do you feel when you think of sexuality? Are there dark and negative feelings associated with it? If you have dark and negative feelings towards sexuality, then you're blocking creation force. And you are abusing the energy of sexuality because you see it from a place of darkness. See it relative to its innocence. See it relative to its pureness. And then you become a more powerful creator. Breath is the breast milk of Source, the means by which we ingest a greater measure of our own godhood. Breath is our moving center. The deeper we breathe, the more in alignment we are with the center of our being. There is a central core place within our being that is absolutely uncontaminatable. You cannot contaminate the center. Breath is the eternality of our soul. When we breathe consciously and deeply, we are more in alignment with the eternalness of our nature. Breath is the means by which we come into alignment with the oneness of the wholeness. The deeper we breathe, the more we realize that we are interconnected with all aspects of life. Like a wave, understanding that it is qualitatively all that the ocean is. And as the wave rolls upon the shores, the whole power of the ocean is in back of that wave. Because the wave is proclaiming its oneness with the ocean by being with the tide of the ocean. So we want to be with the tide of the ocean of the infinite godhood that is the macrocosmic expression of our microcosmic nature as human beings. Let us own who we are. No more renting with option to buy. Breath is the moving center. Breath is the eternality of our soul. Breath is aligning us with the oneness of the wholeness. Breath gives power to our thought, feeling nature. What are you giving power to? Breath is our access to the fountain of youth. Breath is our access to great abundance. Breath is the activity of love within us. Breath is our access code to cosmic consciousness. Breathe life into your desires. I'm going to offer now some didgeridoo. This one I call Buddha. And this is to further exemplify the connection that we have to breath and the power that we have to breathe life into our desires. Praise God for the didgeridoo. Thanks and praise to the tribal aborigines of Australia for being the tribal vessel through which the didgeridoo was brought to this world. Thank you so much, beloveds, for receiving this frequency. I also want to let you know that I have some amazing sessions that I provide. Psychic astrology readings, going deep into the core of who you are, the circumstances surrounding your life, and how to align more fully with that inner God self to create your life in the way that you want it to be. I also do sound transmissions with the didgeridoo with vocal harmonics. I work with people all over the world via Skype, so we have a visual connection, and the energies are felt at the physical level, even though we're in different locations.